Hello everyone and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for March 1st to the 8th, 2024. I hope you're all well. I invite you to close your eyes and take a nice deep breath with me, and let's get into setting the intention for this reading. Three nice deep breaths. With each in-breath, coming home to yourself, coming home to that beautiful body. And on that third exhale, imagining a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, going down deep into Mother Earth and grounding you here and now in this present moment, knowing that this tree root is not only anchoring you in this present time, but it is also providing you with a conduit through which anything that no longer serves can easily pass down into Mother Earth and become compost for your new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I am here with all of your children now and in the future, about to do a reading for our highest and greatest benefit for this week of March 1st to the 8th, 2024. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information we most need to receive right now, and to provide this in a manner that we will easily and effortlessly hear, understand, and integrate for our well-being and the well-being of anyone whose life we touch. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all of those listening, as well as an overlighting angel of communication, to be present and facilitate this exchange, ensuring that it happens in the highest and best way possible, and that we cover all that is in our personal and collective heart and mind at this time to our satisfaction in the window that we have together here today. I'd like to invite the four archangels to come and hold the four directions around us, creating a sacred container of love, of light, of wisdom, of healing, of transformation, of peace, and of beauty, across time and space, holding all of us in this beautiful circle, globe of light. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Anything that doesn't match these frequencies and intentions for love and light, for healing, for transformation, for upliftment and peace, is welcome to go now. And so we go into the reading. Okay, Creator, what is it that we most need to know right now for our highest and greatest good for this week of March 1st to the 8th, so that we may rise and be of highest and best service within ourselves and with each other in relationship to this land, this earth, its air, its water, its soils, and its life. What do we most need to know, Creator, for our good? Okay. So we're starting with the Temperance card, moderation in all things. Moderation, verification, being mindful and intentional about what our limits are. Where is our energy? How much of it do we have to expend? How are we doing with that? So sitting in the position of the past, the influence is waning, but it continues into the present, into the future. And you notice the angel is pouring the water of life into the vessel of the human, and the human's got her hand up and she's saying, whoa, that's good. I've got enough. That's all I can handle at this point. So we all know this point, whether we've done it consciously in the past or unconsciously. We all get to a threshold where we realize, okay, that's my limit. That's it. That's what I'm doing. I need to have more balance. I need to have a cutoff. I need some space. I need what it is that I need to stay centered, happy, healthy, and grounded. So the Temperance card is helping us to know what our limits are, is helping us to make good choices around our limits so that we have more energy for the other aspects of our lives. We need to take care of ourselves. We need to set parameters, healthy parameters, to keep ourselves grounded and healthy and balanced so that we're not overextending and draining ourselves and our resources. Of course, there are always times in our lives when we need to rise and do what needs to be done before us. And we need to take care of ourselves so that we can sustain the work that we're here to do, everything that we're here to do. We're not just here for one fierce blast. I mean, maybe some of us are. It's a possibility. But more likely, we're here to be consistent about our energy and our output and what it is that we're creating, and have good support and systems in place so that we can continue to do what it is that we're here to do. So, as we know, when it sits in the position over here, it's the past. It's still relevant in our present, into our future. It's still important. It's calling this information that we know to mind into our present, into our future, so that we can make best use of it, so that we can make good choices. And I mentioned verification as well, the Temperance card. When we're younger, we're verifying, we're trying things out, we're seeing how things go. As teenagers, we dye our hair, we wear different clothing, we check out different groups of people and see how we fit. Is that me? Am I going to join the football team? Is it me? Am I going to join the chess club? That kind of thing that happens when we're younger. We go out and we sample life. And as we get older and busier, we stop sampling to the same extent. It's still important though. We need to keep verifying what we're attracted to. So when we're attracted to something, which is, I would argue, in our yes is that collection of wonderful things that we're all drawn to that really pull us to more life, more enjoyment. That's where our people are, our opportunities are, everything that we like and desire is in the yes. So as we go through life and we have this opportunity to sample life, we need to sample it in the direction of our yes. There's no point in sampling something that isn't part of your yes, or that doesn't have some kind of appeal or attraction or raises your enthusiasm to some extent, because, well, chances are it's not part of why you're here, or what you're here to do, or where life wants you to have more life. So this card is just reminding us of that energy of verification. Yes, moderation, yes, having good balance, yes, being tempered in our approach to things, but at the same time, also sampling things, trying things, giving ourselves permission to try things on without going overboard, but sampling so that we're keeping that yes spark lively, that we're saying yes to our yes, even in small ways every day, because that gives us energy and that helps us to move our lives forward. The present card, we have the Sun. So we have two major arcanas this week so far. We'll probably maybe have more. The Sun, which is so active these days, all these incredible X-class flares that we've been receiving on planet Earth. So from my training, the sun and the rays that we benefit from of the sun is the source of all life, all energy in our solar system. It is an intelligence, and we are continually receiving the intelligence of the sun at all times, whether that's directly from the sun's light, from the energies that we're using, the foods that we're eating. We're continually ingesting that intelligence and that wisdom and that knowledge. And so the Sun card is reminding us of our evolution and our opportunity to become more than we were, our opportunity to step into our muchness or our greatness and to keep moving in beautiful directions. The Sun is the card of evolution. And the sun is the source of our evolution. It's the source of the intelligence that is guiding us on a cellular level, an energetic level, where to go, how to proceed, how to evolve. So being mindful of that in this present time, we're going through a time of evolution, personally and collectively. It's what humanity is doing right now. And this card is reminding us that we are an active part of our evolution. We can move with the energy of evolution rather than resisting it. And that's important. Sorry, there's a bit of a glare on the cards. It's important for us to be mindful of this energy at this time, to harness our wagon to it, so to speak, so that we can make best use of it. And to take care of ourselves if we need to be taken care of. We are the ones who have to take care of ourselves. We have to know what our limits are. We have to know where we're at. And those basic things that we need to take care of ourselves when we're in human form: meditation, hydration, exercise, diet, and sleep. It's a very simplified acronym that we can remember, MEDS with an H, to keep us happy, healthy, and functioning. Those are pieces that we can take care of. And, I don't exactly love all those words. Diet, for one, has associations with restriction, but nutrition is important. Movement is important. Getting outside and being in the rays of light, even if it's behind a cloud, is important. It's all important for our evolution, for who we're becoming. And paying attention to our yes is where life wants us. Life is evolutionary force. Life is this quality of sunshine intelligence that we've been talking about. And our enthusiasm is the indicator that we're lined up with the energies that are growing us into becoming more. So it's very important to be paying attention to those right now. Each of us has a unique yes. We're not all here to do the same thing. It's very, very important that we, in small ways, and as we get more comfortable, in larger ways, say yes to our yes and move our life in that direction. Because as I said before, I'll say it again, it's where life wants us. It's where our opportunities and relationships are. Everything that we want is in the yes. So when we pivot and start going in that direction, life starts to flow more easily. Everything seems to go more effortlessly. So this is very interesting because we haven't seen the sun in a very long time in our readings. And yet here it is coinciding with all this incredible solar activity that we've got going on. So just knowing that it's for us, this transformative energy, this intelligence of the sun that we're continually absorbing and ingesting and being transformed by is changing us as humanity. We are becoming Homo spiritualis or some other version of that, but we're on a threshold of humanity becoming different. And each of us is experiencing that in a different way, and being conscious of that and honoring that is important. The near future, gotta love it. We got a third one, strength. So strength is, so the position is the near future. It's sort of what we're moving towards. The strength card, I love it. We have the woman here, and she has the infinity sign on the top of her head. So that means she's intentional. She's conscious. She's present. She's living from a lined up space with her yes, and she's living in a very conscious, intentional, and present manner. And so this higher, she's having access or being connected to the broader, wiser part of her, and having more of that in her field. So that's what that symbol represents, the infinity sign. And here she's made friends with a lion. The lion had a thorn in its paw, and she's taken the thorn out, and as a result, she has the gratitude of the lion. So she didn't dominate the lion through aggression and violence. She, through her gentleness and kindness, overcame and, not overcame, that's the wrong word, but she allied with the lion. Now, symbolically, the lion represents the animal nature. It represents the animal aspect of our humanness. And the woman with her infinity symbol represents the higher potential aspect of our humanness, what we are evolving towards. And so it's very apropos since we have the evolutionary card here. So this card is talking about this quality of befriending ourselves. As I was just talking about the meds, that MHEEDS, meditation, hydration, exercise, diet, sleep, that's a way for us to take care of our animal self and our spiritual self because of meditation in there. But we are animals. We're in human form. We're spirit having a human experience. And we do need to take care of these bodies because the body is the compass. It's the source of wisdom. We know our yes, we know our no when we're here in our bodies. So being very conscious of that and intentional about caring for our bodies so that we are in right balance to ourselves, to each other, and we are in right relationship to ourselves on all levels. So that's what we're moving towards. We're evolving into a state of more consciousness, more intentionality, more connection to all aspects of ourselves. We live in our Western culture in a very cerebral, mind-centered state. We're often not present to our bodies, and we often neglect the bodies to our detriment. It's very, very important at this time that we gather all aspects of ourselves up and make them harmonious, harmonize them. That's what I was wanting to say. Bring them into gathering ourselves up and caring for ourselves in appropriate ways so that we can be all that we're here to be very intentionally and consciously. That's the momentum that we have going, this energy of strength. They're all major arcanas, which means they're all soul growth cards. They all have to do with our becoming more, our higher evolution. You're going to love it. We got a fourth one. The moon. So we have the sun and the moon. The moon is our foundation card this week. It's why we're having the reading this week. It's very interesting that we have both the sun and the moon. So making friends with the dark aspects, the things that aren't entirely comfortable. That's why we're having the reading this week. There's a lot of darkness on the planet, and there's a lot of human nature that we're seeing that is not comfortable. We're seeing that humanity can be just brutal to each other, to the planet, to ourselves. I mean, let's face it, we're not the nicest bunch. And we can be incredible at the same time. So the moon, it's reminding us to understand that ultimately it all serves us. We don't necessarily have to understand it all from a rational, logical perspective, but we can know that it's all serving us. All of it is pushing us to becoming more aware, and through our awareness to making better choices, and through our better choices living in a different way and evolving and becoming more than we were. So the other aspect of the moon is sleep. And we regenerate when we sleep. We integrate the experiences of the day when we sleep. And so this idea of sleep is very, very important. I don't know about you. I know that some people with solar flares are not having very good sleep. I, on the other hand, have been having amazing sleeps, which I've been really grateful for. Sleeping through the night, not getting up until morning, which has not been typical for me. And it's wonderful to wake up refreshed. It's wonderful to wake up connected like that, all pieces in alignment. And if you aren't sleeping well, don't stress about it. It's not forever. It's just understanding that the energies are working with you right now, working with your physiology, and you're changing, and it's okay. Do your best to rest when you can and to take care of yourself to the best of your ability. I mean, all of us need to be doing this at this time of the solar flares, all this activity, and all this emotional upheaval on the planet, because there is a lot going on, and it's all serving us. It's providing us with dramatic contrast, which is helping us to clarify what it is that we want and what is important. So the moon, foundation card for this week, seeing, and making friends with the dark doesn't mean we have to embrace the things that we perceive to be evil, inappropriate, unkind, etc. That's not what I'm saying. But it's rising to a higher perspective and looking at it in a more removed way, from a higher, loftier perspective. As Pam Gregory calls it, the eagle's perch, so that we can be aware of it and leverage it for our good, for our evolution, for our awareness, for comprehending the contrast so that we know what we're about and where we want to be going, but not being stuck and attached to it. Understanding that it's part of our growth. It's part of what we're integrating. It's part of what we're becoming. And it's all for us, ultimately. It's all working for us. It's helping us to be more enlightened. It's helping us to move in the direction of allying with nature, with ourselves on a natural level, as well as the planet and all life here. It's all for us. It's all good. 4 major arcanas. I don't think in the whole time that I've been doing these YouTube readings we've had this happen. Very, very interesting. Soul growth, people. That's what it indicates. That we're on our way. Very interesting. So the cycles of day and night, very important to honor and respect those and have those. And, sleep hygiene, as just a final piece. Putting sleep hygiene into place for yourself. Trying to the best of your ability to go to bed at the same time every night. And giving yourself permission to switch off from devices and stimulation from the outer world and getting really present, getting into your body, setting some limits, getting into the body. What I suggest, not that I'm perfect at practicing it, but I like to have a bedtime that I'm in bed by 9:30 with a good book, reading for a little while, and then going to sleep. And it's not a digital book. It's not a screen book. It's a real book. Because screens have blue light. Even if you've got a filter on it, it's still light shining into your eyes, which is stimulating to the brain. The brain thinks it's daytime. So it's important to really understand that circadian rhythm needs to be respected and honored and cared for, just like everything else. And so we can cultivate that by having a bedtime ritual of some kind that helps us to be calm and peaceful. Okay, so with that, I'm going to pull up our next card, which is our card to grow on for this week. It's so fun to have 4 major arcana. When they come up like that, I think, oh, okay, it's going to be strong energy. It's intentional in intensity. So just, again, self-care. Don't worry too much about the outcomes, about what's going to happen. Just keep taking care of you, making sure you have everything that you need, making sure you're getting outside. If you're someplace warm, don't have snow. It snowed here last night. Take your shoes off, stand on the ground, and ground as much as possible. You can do that by hugging a tree. So self-care, really important these days with this energy from the sun, so that we can integrate it, so that we can bring it home and make it ours sooner rather than later. So Creator, what is it that we most need to know this week so that how we can grasp the information from this week and benefit from it and carry it forward this week and apply it in good ways for our good and the good of everyone whose life we touch? Okay, card to grow on. Princess of Wands. Not another major arcana. That would have been interesting. But new beginnings on the level of creativity, inspiration, and passion. Wands, as you know, fire element. It's that generative potential we all hold inside of us. It's very life-giving and inspiring. So spending time on things that are inspiring to you, spending time on being nourished by their energy. What is uplifting? What is inspiring? What is enjoyable? What is important for your good? Do you have a project that you could spend some time on every day that gives you a sense of peacefulness and groundedness and presence in your body, where there is satisfaction for the result that you are generating with your own hands? There's something about us as humans doing things with our own hands and letting ourselves have that experience. Everything has become so digital. It's kind of frustrating. We need to step back and be in our bodies, be here now, do things with our hands, so that we have that, again, that direct satisfaction of achievement that comes from, I created this with my own hands. Maybe that's cooking. Maybe it's knitting. Maybe it's gardening. I don't know what it is for you. Playing a musical instrument. All of those things are good. But this is this fresh new beginnings on the level of creativity, inspiration, and passion. So giving ourselves permission to nourish that part of ourselves, that will nourish us tremendously. We all need our generative potential operating in a really good way. It's nourishing for us. So as we go forward this week, looking for ways to say yes to the yes, to be inspired, to enjoy life, to be creative, and to be in that space of happy productivity. Not productivity with a capital P, but just that small productivity of satisfaction of something that is being done hands-on. And that's our card to grow on this week. Despite all those big energy cards, those big major arcanas, we have a minor arcana, and it's all about get into doing what is satisfying and fulfilling. Spend a little bit of time every day doing something that feels that way to you. And it will be very, very helpful in navigating everything, especially if it's a non-screen thing, because it brings you home to yourself, brings you home to your body, helps you to be right here, right now. Nothing like an art project or a musical instrument to kind of bring us home to ourselves, help us to be in this moment right here, right now. Gardening is amazing for that because, of course, we're earthing at the same time. But being here now, so important, and being happy here now, and seeding the collective consciousness of humanity with that energy of being happy here now. Okay, my friends, that is the reading this week. I invite you to close your eyes and take a nice deep breath with me, please. Just knowing that the breath is where we can come home to at any moment. It helps us to come back to ourselves. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I am here with all of your children, and we've just finished the reading of the week for March 1st to 8th, 2024. I'm asking for support and help for each and every one of us on this reading and all those we love and this beautiful planet at large, that we may be at our best, that we may choose to rise and receive the generous evolutionary energy of the sun at this time, and practice self-care in integrating it so that we are moving our bodies forward at the same time as the rest of us is evolving, giving ourselves the nutrition and the rest and the grounding and the enjoyment that is important when we have a human body. I ask for love and light in the lives of each and every individual who's listening now and in the future, that we may all move together beautifully and use our good energy, our happiness, our satisfaction, our well-being to nourish the collective field of humanity and inform it as to where we want to go. I want to thank all those who helped to hold this space today. I want to thank you for being here once again and adding your energy to these readings. We are doing this together, my friends. Let's keep going. I wish you a beautiful week, much love and light, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye for now.